development, LID, I'm going to use that acronym, LID, low impact development, is minimizing amount of impervious areas. Minimizing impervious areas is very vital because, you know, all the asphalt, the concrete creates heat, and it also generates flooding. So I was very, very pleased. Since 2010, we have made quite a few improvements in our developments with working with very good developers to put things like pervious pavement, minimizing the amount of parking area. If they need more parking area, put it in grass or pervious concrete, pervious asphalt, flexi-pave made out of rubber tires, okay? Also, I'm able to get a lot of developers to reuse the stormwater, take the pollutants from stormwater in our stormwater ponds back on the plants. So the nitrogen, the phosphorus can be reused by the plants. It runs off, go in the pond, and pump it out of the pond, put it back on the plants. So we're very successful, and I'm happy to report that we also try to lead by example. A lot of our own city projects, we do these things. We've put in a whole bunch of pervious concrete parking near to our library. We've designed quite a few more. A lot of our commercial areas have strips of pervious concrete parking in the overflow parking. You know, not right in front of the building where everybody uses most, but the extra parking. Those are good areas to put pervious concrete, okay, so that water goes back in the ground. One thing that's near and dear to my heart, and Molly's going to smile because she heard this before, is littoral zones. Plants in the ponds. Okay. One organization, everybody probably knows, has allowed developers not to put littoral plantings in the wet ponds. These plants, I feel, greatly pull up the nutrients from the pond. I still require it. I have not let them do away with plantings because when water gets, you know, with all nitrogen fertilizer gets into the pond, what is there to take that nitrogen out? Plants pull it up. They assimilate it, right? And I'm rewriting the regulations right now. We have another chance at revising our regulations, the entire regulations, and I'm going to put even more common sense things in there, like put the plants around the periphery of the plant, of the pond, so that it has more time to contact the nutrients, rather than just all at the outflow. Okay? These plants don't eat as fast as we do. They don't just chomp on the nitrogen right away, you know, as it moves past them. Right? So things like that we are doing. We also have very strict requirements on open space. We have to maintain that 35% open space. Can't make it all asphalt and buildings and concrete. Okay? We plant a lot of trees. The tree discussions are very lengthy at our staff development review committee. You know, you have to have all these trees and you must plant them. And they must survive. Okay? This is all very good for the climate. Let's see, fertilizers. Okay.
No, don't go to the question.
Don't want to go there?
No, because I'll be asking.
Okay, I'm going to save that for later on, what we're doing on that. Okay.
If you'll pass it to Jerry, please.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. And my name is Jerry Traverso. I'm the city engineer for City of Northport. And I just want to ask you to forgive me for making this beautiful panel of ladies so ugly. That's why I sit on the corner. At the engineering level, the City of Northport, if you don't, not too familiar with the city, we are near the Mayaca River. But through the city, when the city was built many years, there was not a lot of permitting, and the developer carved a bunch of canals. And if you're familiar with that, we have tons of canals running north-south, and we take all the water from DeSoto County flowing down. So sometimes we experience not a heavy rain, but then you see the Mayacahatchee Creek going up. When I first started, it was in the dry season, and I went there and it was barely to my ankles. And they say, oh, wait till the rainy season, then it will get all the way up there, like 15 feet, and I'm 4'11" and a half, and I look there and I'm like, I don't think so. So they took me there after a couple heavy rains, and I saw the amount of water that it was flowing through that. So through all these canals, we have water control structures. These are like dams that are gated. It's for controlling all that water, but at the same time, that is the water that is routed through a canal that is called the Cocoa Plum, that it goes through our water treatment plant. That is the drinking water of the city. So if the system of canals is not functioning properly, if one of these structures, let's say, breaks and all the water goes down, first we might be flooding downstream people, because as Elizabeth said, water flows downhill. But we also will lose our source of water. So it's very important to keep this in optimal condition. Plus, we don't want to have one of our operators in a hurricane going there right now. All of these are manual operated, the gates, so they got to go with a gigantic drill, and they put a special attachment so they can raise those gates. We've been replacing those since the last, 4 or 5 years?
12 years.
12 years. It's we have 67 of those, and they're about $2 million to change each one. So we are planning long term, and we're attacking and kind of replacing the ones that are the worst or the more critical ones that we cannot afford them to fail. So we got to keep that operating properly. Also, we have multiple canals, and we got to maintain it as a city. That's another department. But if we let them overgrown, they will lose the capacity to hold the water, and it will flood the roads of the city. We have a project that is called the Mobility and Connectivity Study that we...
Let's reserve that for another